You didn't think it mattered for you to tell your wife that your side baby was the one that saved your life? Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Embrace My Melanin. It's your girl, Rochelle. In today's video, y'all, House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 4, The Red Dragon and the Gold. I believe that's the title of the episode. Yeah, The Red Dragon and the Gold, okay? Let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, a couple of hot takes. Just a couple, not many. Because this episode had a whole lot, okay? Allison, Alley Cat, you preggers? You preggo with Sir Crispin chick, baby? Your husband ain't been gone 2 weeks, girl, and you pregnant by some other dude, okay? So that just confirms for me that y'all been messing around before your husband passed away, okay? You're trifling, okay? But you know, you took the plan BT, you know, and you said I can't be. She said she can't do it, so she can't do it, so she ain't doing it, right? Okay. So okay, fine. Next up, Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra did what she needed to do. She had to be sure before she went and started this war, because she knew what it was going to be, but she listened to reason. She listened to Auntie Nisi, and she listened to reason. And I'm so glad that she did, because overall it was going to be ugly no matter what. And it just kicked off. It just kicked off, okay? Number 3. And we don't learn nothing else from this episode. Don't mess with Aemon. Aemon, I kind of dug Aemon this episode, right? Aemon was speaking that high Valerian. What, you know what I'm saying? He was speaking that the mother tongue. Woo! And yet again, Aegon, boo-boo, you ain't supposed to be king. You can't even speak you were speaking hooked on phonics, high Valerian. It was just hooked on. I was like, he said, what now? I can have a war? What? Your younger brother schooled you. Whoo! You know what, y'all? Let's go. Okay, so we open up with Daemon walking into the throne room and looking at the Iron Throne, and young Rhaenyra is sitting on the Iron Throne. And she's speaking in High Valyrian, but you can't understand what she's saying. So Daemon's like, yo, speak plainly. She was like, you created me, and now you want to destroy me. And you want to do this because your brother chose me over you. He loved me more than he loved you. Then Daemon straight beheads Rhaenyra. He just went shrink. I'm like, Daemon, like, what you doing, boo? All of a sudden, the head of young Rhaenyra starts talking, saying, you've always wanted to do that, haven't you? And of course, it's a dream. And he wakes up to Sir Simon Strong, saying, hey, like, you know, there's been a raven. Just want to let you know, Sir Crispin Chicks and his army, they left King's Landing a fortnight ago. I guess it's like 2 weeks ago. And he's like, his army is growing bigger and bigger and bigger because he's putting people to the sword. So he was like, but we got a guest here. We got the heir to the Riverlands. And this young little boy, he comes beside that. He want to talk to Daemon and be like, yeah, like, you know, my grandfather's still alive. He was like, why don't you, Daemon tells the boy, why don't you put a feather pillow over his face to hurry him along, since he is incapacitated. He still can't make no decisions. And because you can't make no decisions for him, why don't you hurry along his process? Because I need an army, little boy. If you don't know I need an army, and I need it now. So you know what? Since you can't speak for him and you can't hurry along the process because you love your grandfather, get the hell on out of here. Who with the Brackens and the Blackwoods, who claimed the black side? And Sir Strong was like, I think it was the Blackwoods, and he was like, okay, who could know? Bring them on over here. I need soldiers. I need an army now, right? Then let's fast forward. Damon is stupid as hell. Why? Okay, Lord, he's in his room. He sees some commotion outside his door. And he stumbles, he goes out with his sword, and he's falling behind this guy that looks like it could be Aemon, right? But when he turns, it's Damon with a patch over one of his eyes, looking like Aemon, right? Aemon, Damon, same person, different places of the D, right? So he goes in and he stumbles upon the girl in the last episode that told him that he was going to die here. She was like, "You gonna die here. Okay, fine. I'm gonna die here, but let me kill you first, heifer." But he don't do that, right? He don't do that. So, like, they get to talking, and she's up here mixing some potion or something, and she's like, "You know what? You're gonna need your strength if you, like, if you plan on winning this war for your wife, okay? Like, you still kind of bugging over the fact that, like, you've been here all this time and you ain't sitting or raving out to tell them that you got Harrenhal and you barely sleeping. So, you know what? Here's something that'll help you sleep. Why does food drink it? Why does food? She gave him some potion and now he is hallucinating. He is higher than a kite. He is higher than his dragon will ever fly him. You hear me? Don't get on Cyrax, baby, because you is high as a kite. He's in a meeting with the Blackwoods and Sir Strong, Simon Strong, and they in a meeting with the Blackwoods, and he can barely pay attention. He don't know who he talking to. He don't know where he at. He done lost time to where he just all of a sudden just there. He's just there, just who you? Like, he don't know who he is. But then you look up and he sees Lena, his late wife. And she is serving up the drinks and everything. He just staring her down like, what you doing here? But come to find out, it's some other lady, some other older lady or whatever. And it's like, Damon, baby, get your behind out of Harrenhal. Why the hell you drink the potion? She gave you that real lean stuff. Like, boo, what you thinking? Child. We got Auntie Niecy. Now, let me just put this up front right here. Auntie Niecy, as always, is the realest one on this show. I don't care who else I like. Auntie Niecy is the realest, okay? This woman goes straight up to Alan and says, "Hey, I heard that you was the one that saved my husband." And he was like, "Yes, my princess, I did." And she was like, you're very handsome. She was like, "Your mother must have been a very beautiful woman." And then here come Corlys on the side. He like, "Niecy, what you doing here, girl?" Niecy was like, "You failed to tell me that this was the young man that pulled you from your watery grave." And he was like, "I didn't think that it mattered." Corlys, you didn't think it mattered to tell your wife that your side baby was the one that saved your life? Now, here's the reason why I say Auntie Niecy is a real one, right? Auntie Niecy didn't even trip when she saw this boy. Auntie Niecy knew Corlys had some babies on the side, had some things on the side. She was like, "Just don't bring them to my house, because I ain't raising them." That's what it was with Auntie Niecy. She was like, "Well, why don't you give him a promotion and bring him out from hiding and let it be known that he was one to save your life? Like, don't keep him hidden away. Like, your son saved your life. Stop this bull crap." I was like, Auntie Niecy, boo-booski, boo, you ain't tripping, because I know a lot. And mind you, he's a full-grown man. Auntie Niecy knew that Corlys wasn't going to be faithful. Corlys be out at sea for years on end. Corliss be out at sea for years on end. She knew her man was a 50. She knew he was getting it from somewhere. Corliss in those bust down locks, child. On platinum, child. Okay, so next up we got, and I mentioned this before, Alicent, she pregnant with Crispin chick baby. Fine, whatever. However, when the Grand Maester comes and gives her the Plan BT, the black guy, he's like, keep a lookout for it because sometimes it don't work or whatever. She's presenting it as if she's giving it to another girl, right? Okay, fine. But then she steps up and asks the Grand Maester, she asked the Grand Maester, she's like, do you believe Viserys wanted Aegon to be king? Girl, why are you asking him? You already done told Rhaenyra that it's too late and there was no mistake. So why is you questioning what you done did, boo? War is at hand. It's too late. You already done said it was too late. So why you want to put the black man on Front Street? Why you want to do that, alley cat? Then the Grand Maester says, I can't be sure, the king, he never talked about such things with me. And she was like, okay. And then he leaves. And then she takes the Plan BT. Okay, fine. But Alley Cat, why are you putting people on Front Street just so you could justify what you done told yourself in your head? That's what it is. And you trying to justify it by any means. It's too late, boo. You already done said it's too late. So now war is a coming and Rhaenyra coming for that tail. Period. I mean, don't be questioning yourself now. Don't be looking for somebody to back up your words now. Like, no, you wrong. You wrong and you know you wrong, stupid. Now drink that daggone tea. We don't need none of the crispy chicks messes coming up behind you. Ugh. Okay, so let's go on over to the council meetings, okay? So on the black side or whatever, Rhaenyra ain't there. Of course, we know she went to King's Landing. And of course, chances are she didn't take her dragon. So she can't be on Dragonback. Otherwise, she would have went there and would have came back. No, okay? And of course, she didn't tell anybody where she was going. Fine. But here it is. You got Baela giving a report on saying basically okay, just want to let y'all know, Cole, he moving through the trees. He moving at night. I can only assume that he's headed in this direction. And the people on the council, the men on the council are like, she can only assume that they're moving. And she was like, well, you know what? Next time you need to get some intel, get on your dragon and see what you can find out. Okay? Because I'm the only one that's out there doggone getting this information, right? So Jace is like, listen, she doing the best she can. She's the only one that could go on Dragonback, period, right? She's doing what my mother ordered her to do. Okay? And there, you got all these guys, like I said, outside of Niecy, Auntie Niecy, everybody else on that council, they are trash. They are just going for what they want. They're clawing for their own power, right? All of a sudden, Corliss come on through, Big Daddy Corliss come on through, and he says, what is this? So when he comes on in, one of the guys that's on the council, he sits down real quick and says, my lord, oh shit, I done messed up. Yeah, you done messed up, dude. So Corliss comes on in and is like, what y'all doing? Like, are y'all only going after what y'all want? And can no one speak truthfully and honestly for the queen? Because all I'm seeing is that everybody's in for themselves. Like what's up? So Niecy speaks up, Rhaenys speaks up, and she's like, we don't know where Rhaenys is gone. I mean, Ray has gone. We don't know where Rhaenyra is gone, but we can only assume that she's doing something because all of us here should have the same agenda at hand for now, right? And then they go over to Sir Crispin Chicks just beheading people left and right. Oh, you for the blacks? Okay, fine. You for the blacks. Cha-chung. And everybody that was on the black side, they're like, okay, we're gonna bend the knee. We'll serve for Aegon. Like, don't be killing us, dude, because we like living. Don't kill us. Okay, so let's go on over to the Green Council meeting. Okay, Aegon upset because he was like, Harrenhal. Daemon got Harrenhal, and he's yelling at Larys, saying like, yo, like, he's over there at your castle. Like, I mean, what you gonna do, dude? He was like, that castle more crippled than me. Larys a fool. Larys said the castle more crippled than I am. Okay? And he says, and it's a weak, damp, wet place, and it ain't gonna get no repairs. Why? Because I control all the gold, so that don't get repaired. Harrenhal, we don't want no Harrenhal. And then Aemon comes behind him and was like, yeah, Harrenhal can wait. Like, right now, Criston is about to go on over to Rook's Rest. And Aegon like, hold on, wait 1 second, Rook's Rest? Why would it go to Rook's Rest? That small little place? Like, what in the, why would he do that? And he was like, well, basically because one of Rhaenyra's like advisors is from Rook's Rest, right? So that's where Crispin Cole is going, and it's going to keep Rhaenyra on Dragonstone, and we'll have her blocked on off. And Aegon comes back and he's like, no, we're going to have him turn around because I want Harrenhal back. And Aegon, like, it's already done. Like, Crispin, he's already on his way over there. And he was like, and Aegon was like, how you know he on his way? And he was like, oh, because we send ravens to each other. Like, we've been talking. We've been planning this out. And he was like, y'all been planning this out? Y'all ain't thought to include me on y'all plans for my war? Like, what you doing? Now, mind you, remember, this is the same thing that Rhaenyra said to her council was treasonous. Child. Then Aegon, like I said, Aemon, daggone it. Aemon, do not piss Aemon off. Aemon starts speaking in High Valyrian, saying like, you was busy, you had things to do. So, like, we just took it upon ourselves to make these plans for you. Like, what do you do? Like, and then Aegon starts speaking Ebonics in High Valyrian. Like, I can have a war too? Like, like, dude, you are the king and you don't know what, listen here. You should not have been king. Period. I don't care what nobody says. You should not have been king. I don't know what you was thinking that you could rule, but you can't, and you need to sit down somewhere. Period. Just shut up and sit down. Okay, so let's go on to Aegon. He's at another council meeting. He's bored. He's like, y'all bore me. Y'all are boring. He goes to his room. His mom is in his room looking for Viserys' old history books or whatever. And Aegon was like, I had them moved, whatever. And she was like, you disregarding the histories like that? And he was like, I had them moved. I didn't have them burned. Like, calm down. So then he starts ranting. He was like, they don't care what I say. And she was like, who doesn't care what you say? He was like, the council. He was like, Aegon, Cole, they just doggone it doing whatever they want, and they're not bringing me in to make any decisions for myself, like to see what I might think on the situation. And she was like, well, what would be your thoughts? What would be your thoughts? Like, listen, those men on your council, they earned their spots. They earned where they are. You just need to sit back and listen and learn. Because you don't know. You don't know half the stuff that you need to know. She was like, when your father was too ill, I was the one that don't handle things. for him with the count. And I listened to the counsel, and I listened to the hand that you dismissed. And he was like, watch yourself. And she was like, what? Or what? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna hang me like the rat catchers? You gonna banish me like you did your previous hand? What you gonna do? So she was like, listen, when your daddy was too sick to sit on that daggone throne, I did it. I ruled in his stead with the advisement of the council and of Otto Hightower, the man you dismissed. So you need to just sit back and shut up and do what's expected of you. And he was like, what's expected of me? And she was like, nothing. We don't expect anything of you. Just shut up. Sit down and shut up. You don't know what we did to get you on that throne. And she was like, my only hope was that you would be half the king that your father was. Woo! Let me tell you something right now. She snatched the soul out of that boy. She snatched what little bit, because he ain't got much common sense. He ain't got nothing. She snatched it right from his heart and from his soul. Oh, Allison said, listen here, I'm in pain. I ain't got time for this. I listen here. I done had tragedy after tragedy. I done lost my husband. I done lost my grandbaby. My father been banished out of this bitch again by yet another king, let alone my son. And now here it is, I done had to abort a baby. Listen here, I'm tired. I'm tired, and you up here whining. Stop whining, little boy. Just shut up and sit down and shut up. They know better. Let Cole and your brother handle this. They the warriors. Shut up. She just snatched his soul. Poor thing. Okay, so let's go on over back to Crispin Chicks, okay? He's like, yo, let's go. It's time for us to go knock down Rook's Rest. It's time for us to go and take over Rook's Rest. And Gawain, Allison brother Gawain, Otto's son, he was like, now? He was like, it's broad daylight. Like, we've been attacking at night. We need to get ready to attack at night. And he was like, Crispin was like, no, we got to do it now because they never expected. And he was like, have you grown tired of living? Dragonstone is right across the bay. And it's got dragons. Like, what you thinking? And Crispin Chicks look at him and was like, you afraid? And Gawain was like, I'm worse. I'm rational. Like, why would you do it now? And Crispin was like, yo, get ready. We going. I was like, Lord have mercy. Here we go. Let's go on back to the Black Council, okay? So Ray comes on back. She's like, and Jason's like, what, yo, like, where you been? Like, come on now, like, where you been? You just up and leave without telling nobody? She was like, I had to go talk to Allison to see if things were avoidable. It's not. So listen here, I'm back, and now a war is no longer avoidable. It is what it is. Let's go. So they tell her, like, they're gonna go and they're gonna battle Rook's Rest, and she says the same thing. Rook's Rest, like, this small little fort, like, this is not a big prize for them. Like, it's small. Like, why would they go up against Rook's Rest? And the first thing they was like, is something ain't right. And she's like, something ain't right. And finally she was like, I'll go on my dragon. And then everybody's like, no, you can't go. You can't go. So Rhaenys, Auntie Niecy, okay, she's like, I have to go. I'm going to go, and I'm battle ready. Meleys is your biggest dragon, so I'll go. And Ray reluctantly, she's like, okay, you go. Because she done told Jace, no, Jace, you is not ready. You is not battle ready. Your dragon ain't battle ready. Just sit down and shut up, because you came out with an attitude, little boy. Go to your room. Just saying, because Jace getting on my nerves. Jacaerys, you was getting on my nerves, little boy. So finally she starts telling Jace also about A Song of Ice and Fire, and like basically giving him the information over to So she let him know, like, yo, I'm giving you this information because you're next in line after me. Because you're my heir, because you're next in line after me, if anything happens to me, you ready, you have the knowledge that was passed on from king to king to king. At this time, also, you see Rhaenys and Aegon getting ready for battle, okay? Rhaenys is hugging her dragon, Meleys, and she's like, let's go, girl, it's time again, let's go. Aegon, Lord have mercy, he got on the Conqueror's armor, and he has his dragon. His dragon comes out. Now, I will say this. His dragon is gold and shimmering and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay. Sunfire, because that's his name. I was calling it Sun Glaze, Sun Star, Sun whatever, instead of Sunfire. The dragon's name is Sunfire. So they head on out to battle. And it's not looking good. Rhaenys get there first, and she started lighting everything on fire. It's like, all right, Auntie Niecy, let's go, right? Child. They give the signal. Cole tells his guys to give the signal because Aemon and Vhagar is out there hiding in the woods. I don't know how Vhagar, big butt, get to hiding out there in the woods, but she hid, right? And Aemon there with her. And all of a sudden, you see Vhagar sit up. All of a sudden, you see Vhagar sit up, and then overhead, you see Aegon flying in on Sundragon. No, did I say Sundragon? Sunfire, right? And Aemon spots him. He's like, this idiot. He says, hold on, wait 1 second, Vhagar. Hold on, girl. Not yet. And Vhagar like, man, you know how much energy it took for my old behind to sit up and get ready? I want to kill something. I want to eat something and set it ablaze. But you know what? Fine. And she set her big body back on down. She's like, listen here, next time you tell me to get on up, we better take off, because it takes a lot for me to get up off the ground. At least that's what I thought she said, right? Because she looked tired. So Aegon comes on in. He spots Meleys. And, of course, Rhaenys, she spots Aegon. And she's like, okay, let's go. Let's go. And they meet and they clash into each other. And they Dracarys and all that other stuff. But Meleys had that doggone Sunfire. And she was just like clawing at the stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, today. Oh my gosh. Now, of course, Crispy Cole, he's on the ground and he's like aiming like, dude, where you at? All of a sudden, you hear the rustling. You hear the rustling and Lord have mercy, here come Vhagar big behind. This big bitch, she coming on through. She flying. And then all of a sudden, and I think, see, this is why you don't mess with Aemon. This is why you do not tease Aemon. This is why you do not mess with Aemon. Aemon said, I'm going to do a 2-for-1. And he Dracarys. But he was Dracarysing at Niecy and Aegon. Because Aegon was like, oh, thank God. Aemon and Vhagar are here. Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the gods. He wasn't saying that in the end. Because he got Dracarys. Yeah, he did. Aemon said Dracarys. Vhagar let that fire go. And the next thing you know, Sunfire is down. Sunfire fell, tumbled, and poof, exploded with fire. Po Crispin Chicks, he's like, my God, today. Crispy done went over. He trying to get to the woods. But all the fire and everything and all the smoke is everywhere. So he get knocked out himself. I was kind of hoping that he was going to be out like a light, like for good, like no more Crispin Chicks. But that ain't what happened. But let's keep going. So here it is. We got Meleys looking out. Vhagar, he down, she down, excuse me. Vhagar's a girl. Vhagar went down or whatever. She gets back on up. They get to battling, whatever. And Vhagar goes down again. Down goes Vhagar. Then the next thing you know, Crispin Chicks wakes up. He's trying to like get himself oriented, whatever. He kind of dizzy. He like, we got to go get the king. Where's the king? Where's the king? Right? Then the next thing you know, Auntie Niecy, she's driving. Well, I said driving. She's flying above. And then all of a sudden she turns around and I think she's trying to see where Vhagar is with Aemon or whatever. And all of a sudden she's flying. All of a sudden, here you go. Vhagar grabs Meleese's neck. And next thing you know, the head fall off. And Auntie Niecy falling back. She falling back. Auntie Niecy gone, y'all. Lord Jesus, Auntie Niecy gone. Oh, Auntie Niecy. Oh, Jesus, why? Auntie Niecy gone, y'all. She went out like a warrior. She went out on dragon back. She died a dragon rider's death. And that's what Lena said. She said she wanted to die a dragon rider's death. Well, her mama did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Oh, Auntie Niecy. I should have had some alcohol to cheers you, Auntie Niecy, because you was a real one. You was a real one from the beginning of all this mess. You held it down with dignity. Auntie Niecy. Oh, Auntie Niecy. But we ain't finished, y'all. We ain't finished. So let's go on. Crispin is looking for Aegon in the woods. Well, Aemon already there. Aemon got his sword out. I feel like Aemon, if Aegon, I think Aemon was going to make sure that Aegon was dead. Aemon was tired of Aegon. He just tired. So, but Crispy Chicks walks up on him, right? Crispy Chicks walks up on him. He's like, Aegon, like, where's the king? And Aemon reaches down and he gets the knife. We know the knife. The knife from the second episode of Game of Thrones. That knife. The knife where Arya did to the Night King, right? He picks up the knife. And Crispy is like, where's Aegon? Where's the king? And he points. And when I tell you poor Crispy Chicks, I think he dropped his sword or his whatever, his helmet, something. But that man was like, oh, what we done did now. What we done did now. Because I don't know if he dead or alive. I don't think he is, because they showed something in the next episode that showed his body, like some kind of thing, like carrying something. I think it was his body. I don't think Aegon did. I don't think he did, y'all. But I do believe, based on the previews that I've been seeing, I think Aemon gonna rule for a little while. Y'all, this is just halfway through. I remember last week, I said that episode 5 was supposed to be the big episode. Maybe I was wrong and it was episode 4, because we finally got some Dracarys. We finally got some battling in. Like, y'all, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But you know what? Here we go. Here it is. Episode 4. We're halfway through the season, and I don't know where we're going just yet. And some things are different from the book, but I'm only judging this off of the first season versus this season. And I think this season, to me, is just a little bit higher at this point than the first season. But we're going to see where it's going, because Oh my goodness. It is. What we gonna do? What we're gonna do, y'all. Point blank, don't mess with that aiming, because aiming will come for you, okay? But that is it. That is all, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye.